another language. Duolingo!
Look, no feather. I'm going to show you how to use Duolingo for schools. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach French, Spanish, and Japanese out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. And I'm so excited because as of this week, stories, Duolingo stories, are now assignable. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we are in Duolingo for schools. And normally your landing page is you're going to be right here on students, but I'm lazy and I don't want to blur out all my students' names. So I just went ahead and clicked on assign, and this is where you're going to be with assign. Okay. And by default, you're always starting with skills. So if you use your middle mouse wheel or click somewhere on the page and then use your arrow keys, you can scroll through this. But what we want to do is we want to go from skills. We want to go to stories. Woohoo, and here are all the stories. And look what they've done for us. They have given a write-up. If you can't remember, which was the one where they were shopping for pizza, you can scroll through and find it, okay? The other wonderful thing, because I teach 3 different levels of French and as many levels of Japanese as I've got students, and I get confused over what have I assigned to whom, and I have always been making these Word documents or these Excel documents to track it. Duolingo now does that for me. The very second I assign it, it will turn up in green. So I think this is just wonderful. I can just kind of scroll through and say, oh, you know what? I haven't assigned Junior's question yet. Let's go ahead and assign that right now. When you click on it, you get this blue button that says assign. So I'm going to click on it, and it's telling me, I'm just going to go ahead and click next. You can search for a story by unit, but I've already got the story I want, so I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to click next. I only have the one section of Japanese, so I'm going to click next. If I was doing this for my French class, you'd see 4 different sections of French, 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And I could do them all at once if I wanted. All right, so now I need to select the dates. So let's just put in for, I don't know, this week. Here we are, the 14th of December, 2021, and I'm just going to let it run a week. Okay, let's just add 7. Sure, that sounds good. Okay, and then I can just click assign. If I wanted to, I could use these little calendars here. There, it's done. It's that easy. Okay, so now it shows up right here on the side, story assigned. And when I go to reports, it will show me the story in the reports. Okay, here's my current assignments right here. And if I didn't like, oh, this, I don't want that most recent, I want the thing that's due most recent, I'll just hit the due date and it will sort it. Once the story's passed, I'm going to go down to past assignments and hit the due date. Okay, and then resort them. Oh, there we go. There's the most recent one was Dr. Eddie that I assigned. Okay, and then over in the corner, it tells me how my students are doing. We'll look at that in a second. First of all, your students will receive an email just like this one that says, hey, your teacher just assigned this. So I do put myself in all of my classes so that I can receive these emails and make sure I see exactly what the students are seeing. Once your students complete the assignment, they'll get a congratulatory email that they've completed it. Now here we are in Duolingo proper, and your students will see, if they're on the website version, up in the corner above their league, they will see a list of everything that's due. Okay, once they do it, it'll disappear. I left one so you could see what happens if I don't do it. Their students will get that little notification that they've missed the date. And here's the one coming up. So all of their assignments will be up here in the upper corner. Now let me show you what you see in Duolingo for Schools. Right here on the side, you will see how many students completed it. And yeah, it looks like I don't have a lot of students doing it because right now I'm offering it as bonus points as I was beta testing it. So that's why I'm so excited that it's finally available to the general public. So you'll see at a glance how many of your students did it, how many were late, how many still have to do it. And I guess I'll have to blur this because I'm going to scroll down now. I'm going to use the middle mouse button to scroll down. And you can see some students have the yellow because they were late. Some students have the green because they were on time. So you can judge accordingly. But basically, when they do the story, just like everything else in Duolingo, it's full points because they keep having to do each question until they get it 100% correct. So be sure to check out our other videos about what you can do with Duolingo stories, ways that you can use them in the class, and have fun with this. We're so excited. Right now, stories are available to Spanish and French and German and Portuguese and Italian, I believe. Be sure to check out the unofficial Duolingo stories translations if you are teaching a language that is not included, because you can still incorporate those into your classroom setting. Just go up to the search bar in the forum and search for Learn Through Stories, and you'll get links to all sorts of fun stuff that we like to do as we're teaching stories. Have fun! To get to a bunch of supports for you as an educator, come up here to the top of the bar for Duolingo proper, find Discuss, and eventually the school Wi-Fi will kick in, right? You can go right to the Educators Forum, or right here in the search bar, just type in Learn Through Stories, if I can spell it correctly, right? And the wonderful Dekanga has put together this incredible collection of resources that we all contribute to. All right, you'll get the scripts for the stories, you'll get the link to the unofficial stories if you're teaching a language that doesn't have them offered yet, and a bunch of ideas for games and stuff. And also check out our other video. And again, just have fun with it because your students will love these. Questions about pedagogy and using Duolingo for schools in the Duolingo Educators Forum. You're going to get to this by up at the top bar. Learn is your regular tree. And then you go over here to these three dots that say More. Here's the Discuss button right there. And that will take you to the Educators Forum. And you can click on New Post. You can respond to somebody else's post. There's a ton of helpful people on this forum, ready to take your questions, ready to have wonderful conversations with you about education and teaching and troubleshooting. And I'm telling you, during the pandemic, this was my lifeline, being here and being able to talk to people. I'd also like to make a plug for the Duolingo Educator Network. This is a little more formal than the Educators Forum. The Educators Network meets in a group on Facebook, and we discuss pedagogy, we discuss education stuff, we have fun little movie nights and Blue Kit nights, and we just basically collaborate with people all around the world. We're the ones that Duolingo tested Duolingo for Schools on. We get previews of cool stuff Duolingo's doing. This is honestly the best professional learning community I belong to. I'm telling you, during the pandemic, it was so nice to have a group of people who were experimenting alongside with me, and we were all lifting each other up during the craziness of the last year. So I highly, highly encourage you to join the Duolingo Educators Network.
Best way for you to learn another language.